Hey there guys, Kate here, and today we are gonna be looking at every single Roblox Dominus that was released, and not in any particular order, not in an order of when they were released. But anyways, before I can actually get into the Dominuses, like and subscribe, because why not? It's free and I would appreciate it. Right, let's start off with the Dominus Imperius, which was released on January 24th, 2010 for 13,337 Robux with a stock of 23. And well, right now we can see that it's selling for 600 million Robux, and only 3 people are reselling it, so that's not a lot. And as of today, there are only 7 copies that are left of the Dominus Imperius. Okay, so next one, Dominus Infernus, which was released on July 20th, 2010 for 26,000 Robux with a stock of 26. But you can see right now it's selling for 200 million Robux. And so yes, the Dominus Head series are like one of the most expensive series of heads on Roblox. And well, as of today, there are only 18 copies left of the Dominus Infernus. Okay, next one, the Dominus Frigidus, which was released on March 24th, 2011 for 39,000 Robux with a stock of 26, and was designed by Sati Cakes as part of his wish granted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yes, and as of today, there are only 13 copies left of the Dominus Frigidus, and it's selling for 400 million and 1,000 Robux. So yeah. Okay, but anyways, let's move on to the Dominus Messor, which was released on October 25th, 2011, came out of the Gift to the Dominator, which was purchasable for 31,000 Robux, and it was purchased 246 times. And well, you can see it's selling for 4 million Robux right now, and as of 2025, there are only 130 copies of this left, so this is actually very rare, okay? But let's move on to the Dominus Vespertilio, which was released on October 26th, 2012, and came out of the Gift of Sinister's Accession, which could have been purchased for 31,000 Robux, and it sold 595 times, and it's 1.4 million Robux in 2025. There are kind of a lot of people reselling it. And yeah, let's move on to the Dominus Arius, which was released on December 18th, 2013 from the Moneris Arius Devex gift, I guess that's how you say it, and it was given to those who used Devex, or you could purchase this for 50,000 Robux. And by the way, Devex is, developer exchange. Developers and, well, other people who make Robux from Roblox can exchange that Robux to real life money. And well, as of 2025, there are only 152 copies left of the Dominus Arius, and it's selling for 7.9 million Robux right now. But let's move on to the Dominus Astro, which was released on June 23rd, 2014 for 75,000 Robux, and it had a stock of 26 originally. And fun fact, this item sold out in 7 seconds, so it is actually one of the fastest selling Roblox items. And as of today, there are only 19 copies of this left. Now let's move on to the Dominus Rex, which was released on May 23rd, 2015 for 75,000 Robux on a 1-hour timer, and it only sold 219 copies before going limited, and it's selling for 4.9 million Robux right now. And in 2025, it only has 129 copies left. So I mean, it's not that much. But anyways, let's move on to the Dominus Vitasium, which was released on March 16th, 2016 for the Tixapalooza event, and could have been purchased for 5 million tickets on a 30-day timer, and it was purchased 39 times. It was limited in July 2022, and as of today, apparently all 39 copies remain, but I don't really believe that, so I mean, and well, it's selling for 11,888,888 Robux, and well, it's a Tix item, and the Tixapalooza event, by the way, was like a farewell for tickets when tickets were removed from Roblox, and tickets were the second currency on Roblox for a long time. But anyways, so let's move on to the Dominus Perfectus, which was released on October 24th, 2016. And it came out of the Dominus Perfectus gift, which was 31,000 Robux. And that gift was sold on a 1-day timer. And this sold 1,244 copies. But anyways, right now it's selling for 650,000 Robux. So it's actually one of the, I guess you could say, less expensive, cheaper Dominuses. 650,000 Robux. I don't like this. This actually looks really ugly, by the way, in my opinion, of course. But let's move on to the next one, the Dominus Venari, which this came out on April 4th, 2018, as part of the Ready Player One event. And its only owner is Roku, who won the item from the event for being the first one to complete the last task, the main task, you know, in the Ready Player One event. But now let's move on to the Dominus Claves, which this was released on April 18, 2018, and it was given to the featured developers in the Ready Player One event. So, you know, if you had your game in the Ready Player One event, you will get this. But let's move on to the Deadly Dark Dominus. Now this one actually has a really interesting story. So as you can see, it's created on May 7th, 2019, and it could have been obtained from a chaser code. Now why does this have an interesting story? Well, for a long time this was actually just a myth, or sort of an inside joke that Roblox had. Well, I remember people talking about this, that you know, there being jokes that this will be released, and you know, this being a deleted Roblox item or a scrapped Roblox item. Well, in 2019 this was actually released, but for a long time this was just a joke or a myth. That mix of the two. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is the Dominus Formidelius. Formideliuses, I don't know which one is the correct pronunciation. Well, I lied. This is actually the cheapest Dominus in the series. Well, this was released on October 30th, 2019 for that year's Halloween event. And it could have been purchased for 13,000 Robux on a 1-day and 7-hour timer. Now let's move on to the Dominus Desperations, which was released on August 25th, 2013. Well, that's when it was uploaded onto Roblox. And this is a Make-A-Wish item designed by this person. Okay, there's actually still one more Dominus left, the Dominus Azerlite, which this has the craziest story because this actually had a lot of drama surrounding it, controversy. I mean, people on Twitter being dumb. Okay, so this was also created on August 25th, 2013, 2023. Well, this was made for this person. And when this was released, people thought that this was going to be a new Dominus, not just a Make-A-Wish item. Well, people were angry on Twitter, I don't know, some people, and they started doxing the person who this was made for, and started attacking them. And this is actually the last Dominus, if we don't include all the Dominus series spin-offs that are not really relevant. These are the main items in the series. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.